Hey dudes, we are inside the castle walls of my Minecraft kingdom on Infinite Heights, and today we are making a flower shop. It's coming up right now. Hello, what is going on, dudes? And I wanted to welcome you to this episode. We're taking a flyby, Castle Valor in the background, as the sun sets on my kingdom in Infinite Heights. Isn't it lovely? The Priory to the right. We are finishing up this part of town. You can actually see what we're about to build there anyway. But I just wanted to orient you guys so you guys kind of know where we are. So here we are, throwing up the foundation. I actually end up digging the foundation a little bit deeper here, but basically we're keeping in with our medieval building style. What I wanted for the flower shop is actually a lower, kind of slightly more nondescript building in this corner, because honestly, with the cactus farm right there and the priory across the street, it's crowded. You know, it's crowded. I didn't want it to be too busy in this area. It'll be, I don't know. There's such a thing as too much of a good thing. So I wanted to keep this as nondescript as possible. Now we still added a bunch of detail to it, and I did make it. We do make it bright red, but there's a little bit less going on the outside of it, and it's actually lower. So we kept it one floor, and we found some more space up in the roof line. But it's generally speaking, other than the little bump out towards the top of the screen that you can see now, which is for the actual glass greenhouse part of it, we keep it just a plain square, good old-fashioned square. So I am building the uprights, the upright timbers smooth, going all the way up. As you can see on the pumpkin farm behind it, it's the same thing. On the cactus farm and on the priory, I actually have the cross beams visible, kind of poking out to the sides. I decided to kind of keep this one to help it be, a little bit nondescript. As I mentioned, I decided to keep this one smooth, going straight up. And if you don't know what I mean, if you look at the second floor at the top of the screen there with the pumpkin farm in the back, you can see kind of what I'm talking about with the cross beams. You can see the faces of the logs there. I'm gonna keep that a little simple. I'm just throwing in some beams, some supports for the interior structure. And it's time to get red. Time to get red. Just throwing in some red clay blocks, no big deal. Simple roof coming together. I really did just kind of square the roof off and just bring it up. And you see there I have a roof over the greenhouse portion. I'm just doing it's almost like a pyramid actually in the main part. But I was kind of figuring out the little decorative thing for the roof there in the center. But yeah, so the wooden roof over the greenhouse, I was like, yeah, this needs to be glass. It's a greenhouse. Greenhouse should be glass. So I spent some time. By spent, I mean wasted. I wasted some time trying to figure out how to make the peak for it, and then I was like, yeah, this should not be this hard. I'm not this bad at this. Let's go with what it should be, and again, it should be glass. So we're gonna get some glass in there. Breaking all that out. Hey, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it does happen. Just got to, not be afraid to tear it down and keep it rolling. So because the beams and the cross pieces and stuff are going to be visible, I was like, okay, we'll just throw some of these in here. who knows? And I was like, oh, I'll just run a bead across, and then it'll line up with the already kind of present timbers. And then I was like, okay, if it's like that, then I can actually just fit the glass pieces in line with the roof timbers that are already there. Just getting my glass in for the ceiling. And the walls going up, I just made panes because the way they're kind of set back in to the center of the block instead of actually on the face of the block, I thought added a little bit of interest, which was good. Poking holes in the basement for some light, some air holes, so our sad flower slaves can get some oxygen down there. Now we don't have. I'll show you towards the end as we're walking around. I'll actually go ahead and show you guys how I make the flowers. But we're just throwing the floor in, first floor, throwing it in, and this just doesn't work. This ends up not working. After I put that floor in, I was like, oh, you know what? I can actually. So I tore it out, and then I was like, you know, I could actually have maybe 2 levels of pots with flowers in, and maybe you can step down a little bit to, you know, into the actual greenhouse portion. No, this doesn't work. This should all be stairs. And then from the outside I thought, oh wait, that would look stupid too, because then it would just be a big white line across, and if I had just slabs there, you could actually see into the glass in the greenhouse a little bit more. So those get torn out, and we go in with slabs. We go with slabs and stairs every so often along the timbers to actually act kind of like support looking type things. So flowers on the ready, and orchids go! Orchids go! And some tulips. And some ferns. So here we are. We change that later, and you'll see it. Change that around a little bit later. But so here we are, and you know, I threw some stairs. You can see the knob of the stair just right where I am now. And that's why I left that hole there, and I can go up and down. And I was like, I think I can tuck some decent space up here. Let's see what we can do. So, you know, I did have to put a ceiling over the bedroom, because otherwise it would be weird. So I was like, oh, you know what we need? We need some windows. Let's poke some holes. Too close. Let's poke some holes. So we got some holes going in, and here it is. What do you guys think? Not too shabby, right? Just some simple cobblestone kind of treatments to hide the upstairs area. Nothing too complicated, but you know, I think it looks good. We have a little bit of red reveal, where the windows are. But let's go ahead and walk around. Let's take a look. Alright, and we are here in the marketplace, which I know you guys know, so let's head on out to the flower shop. There we go. Not too bad, right? See the flowers in the windows. Added those in, mess around, picked out different combinations, but anyway, let's go ahead. You can see the entrance. Let's hop up in through the door, through this little dude in to light this up at night, because the entrance area gets a little bit dark. Here we go. What do you think about this selection? I went with orange and blue and some white, some ferns in there. I think it looks cute. I toyed around with like having like one of each or a couple of each of the different types of plants you could grow in the game or whatever, and it looked okay. I just, you know, I kind of liked. I guess I kind of like this pattern, this more decorative pattern, than something that was trying to make it look like it was a little bit too serious. But whatevs, you know, you can switch it around. The basement down here is huge, which I totally love. A little dim. I think we could light this up a little bit better, but it's all good. Well, that's not going to cut it at all. That is just not going to cut it. Thank God. like that. There we go. What's there? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't look there. Don't look. Don't look. So we can see the floor up here. You know, initially I was like, oh, I could just throw some slabs on the underside of this and clear it out, but I would have to throw, because it's the top half, I would have to throw another quartz slab down there, and then I would have to throw another thing on top of that to be, you know, to completely cover the quartz slab. And then I tried it, but it got too low in here. Like the ceiling got a little too low, so I was like, I'll just leave it. It looks nice. I like the way it looks. It looks a little bit decorative, and it's a brighter color, so it makes it feel a little less cramped down here. But let's set up and check up the upstairs area. I threw the bedroom in here. There's no bed in it, but I threw the bedroom in there. I was like, oh, we need a private space in here, so I threw some white wool up. You can change the wool whatever color you want. You know what I'm saying. Customize room, but there's plenty of space for books and storage and stuff in here. And then, like, I put a ceiling on it, because otherwise the bedroom, like, without this ceiling, would be open. And so you saw me building before this space. So right now we're above the bedroom. And I was like, okay, so I built this in. It was a little cramped, and I was like, you can't see outside. So that's not, I mean, that could be better. So we poked some holes in. You saw us poking some holes. And this is what we get. I like it a lot. I really like how this turned out. We have actually an entire usable second story here, even though that's just tucked up in the roof. Because if we go outside, there's not actually a second floor, but there is still the the usable second story. So just kind of fly around here, take a little bit of a look-see at these other harder to see angles. I'm not sure if there's going to be secret paths or passageways back here. I do definitely want there to be one between the cocoa farm and the watermelon farm, for sure, heading that way. And then we'll build a cool little bridge right across the walkway here to the pig shop, pork shop, bacon shop, I think I'm going to call it. But there's a couple, I don't want to say larger spaces, but a couple spaces around here where there could be some smaller houses. All my horses are dead. There could be some smaller houses kind of mixed in. I think this is the clay shop, or the clay, I guess the dye shop rather. Got a couple buildings. We didn't, you know, I didn't even build a horse ranch yet, man. God, come on, get with it. Anyway, back to the flower shop. What do you guys think? I mean, we have a dye shop in there proper, so this is more of a supplier of dyes and things. But let me show you just real quick, and this isn't what we normally do here in my Let's Builds, but let me show you how we actually, just real quick, how we get these. So let's see, I think I called it flowers 2. Yes, so we are by my pal Yellow Jello's place. She picked an island floating out in the middle of nowhere, which happened to be that's weird that was stopped for a second. Happened to be a flower forest. So if I hit F3, you can see up in the left, you see right here it says flower forest. And this is my flowerizer, which it's way less efficient than it could be. It could be way more efficient. I don't need many flowers. If I did, I could expand it. But essentially what happens is the pistons with grass on them extend, and when they extend, the dispensers fire bone meal into the grass. And I'm going to turn it on in a second. It gets real noisy. I just wanted to explain it. And then when they retract, this glass block here, right here, actually clears them off, and the flowers fall into this hopper chain, which dumps them into this chest. And these are the varieties of flowers that we have, that we've been able to pull out of here, which is kind of cool. The azure bluets, the alliums, etc. So we'll hit it, and you can see it work. It'll make more sense once it's rocking. So check it out. Yep. There we go. You see some flowers popping up. You make a lot of grass. The grass breaks into seeds. It happens. Ooh, it's a little weird. It's noisy. Let's turn it off. And it just, you know, it just kind of chunks along. And as long as chugs along rather, and as long as these chunks are loaded, you can see it works really well. Got some red tulips, you know. Anyway, so what do you guys think? We have some stockpiles of flowers for dyes if we need more dyes, and I've been using them obviously for all the stained clay and wool that we've been using. So that it does come in handy. I don't need much more because I would just go AFK for a couple hours or until the dyes there ran out. So, but anyway, how you guys like it? How you guys like it? Went with the glass for a little greenhouse effect in the back, and I think it works pretty well. I think it's cool to be able to just kind of walk by and glance in and see the flowers growing there, and then as we come around the corner right before we head into the marketplace, you can kind of see them again there. I dig it. I toyed with making it 2 stories of glass, but it didn't make a lot of sense for the basement because you can't really, I mean, we would need so many lights down there for plants to grow. Now obviously these aren't actually growing, but I'm saying plants in a basement, generally speaking, as the idea of that doesn't make a huge amount of sense. So, we just went with that, and I think that is plenty. So that is it for this episode. I hope you dudes enjoyed watching. Check out my YouTube channel for other Let's Plays and Minecraft Let's Builds. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I do truly appreciate every single view, comment, like, and sub. It is TheeRealDuke, and I'm out.